You seem unusually peppy today. Did one of your favorite sporting teams succeed in their goals?
Yeah.
Ada, brothers, sisters, comrades, friends, and NBA fans, welcome to the Cronk of Obs NBA show. I'm one of your hosts, Gashi Falvi. I'm coming to you from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. I am joined, as always, by Umar Ali from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and from the heart of the United States, Brooklyn, New York, Amr Alam. But Amr is not in Brooklyn right now. He is in Cleveland. Amr, you're in Cleveland with the girls or without the girls?
Yeah, so the girls have off this week, and usually we go somewhere warm just to escape this shit. We didn't get our stuff in order, so I was like, I might as well. My sister's here, so I was like, oh, I'll just join you. So I drove Saturday, came yesterday, surprised my mom, which was kind of fun. She was like thoroughly shocked. So I'm here for like a couple days. So yeah.
Oh, and did I assume Aziz couldn't come, but did Amna come or Marshall or no?
No, they don't have off. So like in New York, we have this week off. So
okay, because I know here, I think here university it's reading week as well.
Oh really? Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought when is I always forget when is I'm trying to remember when I was in the States in school. When is that's in March we get spring break, right?
Us? We have March break.
No, in the States it's March we get it, right?
April. We have April.
Oh, we had exams by April. I think it was March. We had the Thanksgiving week off. And then I also think it depends whether you're termed or semester too, what type of university you go to.
Yeah.
Okay. What have you?
Yeah.
But here it's actually gotten. They say it might go to minus this week. We might get like a day of -1, which I think in the States is in Fahrenheit is what 25.
Oh really?
What is it? 0 Celsius is 25 Fahrenheit. Is that how it works?
It's 32.
32. Yeah, so we might get to that. And they said it might actually snow.
That's the opposite
in the elevated
here.
areas, definitely. But it was yesterday. I've been sick that's what even today I'm still not feeling well. But the sky was actually pretty blue 2 days ago. Like I've been trying to go for walks at least to get fresh air. But what have you? Any thoughts on the Super Bowl or it just whatever?
Did we not talk after? I guess we haven't.
Right? Yeah, because I remember I had gone to the gym. I went to the library. And then I kept checking this. I checked the score at halftime.
Rough.
And I saw that it was like 12, whatever. It was a low score.
And so
I decided, let me go watch the second half. Right? Let me just see maybe. It seemed like a close game at least. And then because I never watch halftime shows. And so I went to like one of the dive bars near my house, like the bus goes straight there. And I think I didn't time it properly because the halftime show was still going on, but the volume was not. I've been told the halftime show was excellent, but I don't really watch it, so I don't care. And my God, that was an awful just second half. But the Seattle fans where I was, there was all Seattle fans. They were happy. But it was interesting. I always forget just how much resentment there is to the States right now. In that, like they were doing prizes, right? And so like one of the prizes was preseason Seahawks tickets. And literally the people who won said, we don't want them. They said, we're not and everyone's like, we don't like, is there something else? Just give us anything else. We're not driving down to the States. We're not going there. We're not visiting there. So what have you? Did either of you watch it or with any interest?
It was interesting watching a game where you didn't care, but you really didn't want I really just didn't want the Patriots to win. So I didn't want to have anxiety watching a game because like of some team possibly winning. I thought the game was just pretty boring. I actually was kind of impressed by Seattle's defense. It was like kind of fun watching a defense that was so like in tune. And there was just constantly just like outgunning whatever New England was doing. New England was just bad too.
Did you think that they were actually as good as they seemed, or was like I thought Drake May was terrible? Like he was really awful.
But what I watched, it was also like they couldn't protect him.
No,
and also like they have no weapons. Like who is he going to throw the ball? But he wasn't very good. Yeah.
Well, he missed a lot of open guys.
I did think like all those like fun blitzes they had, and then I
Yeah.
felt like they were like at least like 10% more athletic than everybody on New England. It was kind of interesting to watch, but otherwise it was pretty boring.
Okay, so that was Super Bowl. All-Star game. Did anyone care?
I didn't watch.
Or even the All-Star. Look, first we should start with apparently it was a rousing success for what the NBA
The game
wanted.
itself, I'm gonna tell you, because Saturday I thought I would just, it's usually in the background, shooting stars, whatever, all that kind of stuff. I turned on at like 8:15. To my surprise, it had already been over because they started it because of the Olympics. NBC's the broadcaster this year for the NBA, they prioritized the
I
Olympics
got
in
lucky
prime
with
time.
that. Yeah, I was able to tune in and unfortunately listen to Reggie Miller. And that was
So
5 minutes
I
of
didn't
listening to
watch
him.
the Saturday night. By all accounts, it was awful. So I thought yesterday was going to be another
I watched the
terrible
dunk
display.
contest on YouTube, the highlights. It was pretty
It
bad.
was really bad. It was pretty bad. I got to say, that All-Star game, at least the first three, I guess you call them games, but they were essentially quarters, it was compelling. Like, when
Well, I messaged you guys. I tuned in and it was the overtime.
Yeah.
And immediately Cat fucked up twice to lose.
Yeah. But the
what I
fact that
liked
when
was
Victor cared and like it's pretty obvious, everyone said it like as much, that he's the one who kind of set the tone. He's the one who kind of made everyone try, because he was going to either just dunk all over you or block your shot, which kind of was nice to see.
It's also like, so I was thinking about this. It's clear, like, Victor wants to be the face of the NBA. Ant wants to be the face. Cade does. And the problem the NBA had is that Giannis tried and it didn't work. I do think Giannis wanted to be the face of the NBA. For whatever reason, it just didn't work out. And it's clear Joker doesn't want to. I don't even think Luka wants to. And I doubt even Shea wants to. Or it's just not in him. Like, he doesn't have that. And so they're not going to care about the All-Star game. Like, remember, it used to be like at the start of the game, LeBron would get the mic and he'd be like, I just want to thank everyone. And they now have guys who are like, okay, we want to be the face. I still, watching the highlights, though, it was quite clear Joker did not give a shit.
He barely played. He played like
even
2 minutes.
Even the parts where he was playing, he was just like, get me out of here. And Luka apparently didn't. And then I guess the other news was that Kevin Durant's hasn't been verified his burner account. And is it his actual, like, is it real or is this just whatever? Like, what's the deal with this?
I was just on Reddit, so that's where I get my news these days. But it seems real. It just seems real. It seems pretty legit.
But why is nobody in the mainstream sports media reporting on it?
They kind of are.
Oh, have they started?
But it's hard to verify burner account information like that. There's that too, right? Like, it's kind of a speculation.
Because this is disastrous for the Rockets, because they have to do something. Like, there has to be a there has to be a conversation with. No. I mean, just Ime has to tell Durant, listen, like,
what's
internally, I mean. Like, I'm not saying that you suspend. I'm saying internally.
I don't think so.
Ime has to tell anyone, like, listen, can you just go and tell them, hey, guys, like, I was high and I just was joking around. I didn't mean it.
I think not addressing it is probably their best course of action. Like, if they start bringing attention to it, it's only going to make it more of a story.
Internally.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying
internally. I don't think they're going to ever acknowledge that.
It's just
no
too
way.
Funny.
It's just too ridiculous.
But it's also because it's so very dumb. If it is too, it's very Kevin Durant who.
Oh yeah.
Like, he has a real inferiority complex, like, where he's just like, why don't people love me? And like, it's just ridiculous.
No, like, but this was caught before. He had a burner account before, right? And so
it's not the first time.
Why does he spend time doing this? Like, just use your account to DM it to girls, or like have girls DM you when you're in different cities. Like, just do the stuff that you.
I'm pretty sure he could pay a guy to do that for him. Like, I don't think he needs to be in the comment section himself. Like, that's insane.
But for him, that's just this weird narcissism, insecurity.
Yeah, probably.
That is just prevailing. Yeah, it's just bizarre.
And I think the other awesome news was the Charlotte-Detroit fight. Did you see the shot? Like,
of course.
The best part of it is when Isaiah Stewart like it was the Royal Rumble. He comes running in, and even I watched the YouTube of the Charlotte
Yeah, the
announcers,
Charlotte
and they're like, "Oh
announcers
my
just
god,
went,
Big Stu is here."
yeah, yeah.
To me, I just think it's funny. I know we're supposed to be like, "Oh my god, they shouldn't be doing this."
I don't think anyone's thinking that though. I think everyone's kind of looking at it like, you know what, this was all in all, it was no one got really hurt. The fans weren't involved. It was just between a couple players.
The one thing I will
Whatever.
say though is because this happened earlier with I remember the Houston, New Orleans, Alvarado, and Amen.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of like, listen, Alvarado is a rotation guy on the worst team in the league. Amen, you're one of the core three on a contender. You can't, like, it doesn't matter. You just can't get involved in this. And that's the thing with Durr. It's like you're the second best player on the team with the best record in the conference. And whoever it was is just, I know Charlotte's now doing better, but they're an irrelevant team. He's an irrelevant player. So it's more like Duran, you have to use your head. And now, like, 'cause I think Big Stu's gone for 6 games. I think the first game was
7.
21, but they're going to play their first game after the All-Star game without Duran or Big Stu.
They already played a game without them.
Yeah, they already played one. They won that game. But...
Yeah, they beat the Raptors.
No, they
I
have
think,
such
Wednesday.
They have a lead that they don't have to worry. But I still think it's hilarious. Like, it's just so funny the way, like, it's Big Stu is just the best. I just love the way he ran in, and then he grabbed Bridges and just started pounding him. And the Charlotte announcers are like, "Oh, Bridges got some good shots," and it's like, "No, he didn't." And the comments are amazing. One of the comments was, "Bridges didn't throw any punches because there were no women present in the fight."
Jesus Christ!
Which we're not making fun of abuse. What we're doing is we're mocking Miles Bridges and how he's a piece of crap.
I saw some meme where Jalen Duren went after Bridges about that women or domestic violence thing. I was like, whoa, this is. I didn't think it was real. I was like, whoa, did he really go there? But I saw something else where apparently Duren and this guy Diabate have had beef since like high school or something, like AAU or something like that. So it's kind of
Well, Duren did mush face him. Like, the second you mush face someone, you're kind of asking to get punched in the head. Like, you're not going to get away with that.
It's pretty.
Yeah, that's what all the ex players on their podcasts that I've heard little bits of, like highlights of, that they've been saying that's something you like. They also said what Duran did, he would do in a practice. Like, if anyone comes in his face like that, Duran's just the type of guy who apparently his attitude is, I'll fight anyone except James Johnson. So because no one's fighting James Johnson, that he'll do it to anyone. And so in that moment, he should have been able to kind of understand that we're not in practice. I can't do this to this guy. Let him have this moment. He's a rotation guy on a 10 seed, right? But what have you. But related to that, because Charlotte is the hottest team in the league and whatnot, we're going to get to our predictions going forward. But I guess we can start by just a first half review. Umar, this is yours because I think you pay the most attention to this stuff. What are you... I guess we can do awards rankings. And then Amber and I can give our thoughts of where you have people ranked and whatnot. And we're going to go through MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Sixth Man of the Year, Rookie of the Year, All NBA first, All Defensive first. Umar, where do you want to start?
Let's just go from the top billing with MVP. The one thing I'm going to just lay it out here, I didn't care about the 65 game rule. Like, a lot of like Jokic, for example, right now he's number 2 on my list of MVPs. He can't win the MVP at this point, I don't believe. I think he can't miss any more games.
I think he still has one game.
Yeah, something like it's probably more than likely won't be in contention. But that being said, right now I have Shea at the leaderboard. Best team in the NBA in terms of first half. Surprisingly, when they were shorthanded, he probably was better. Over the last few weeks, they haven't been as good. But you can also say because of injuries, that's to him specifically, they haven't been as good. So I have him number 1. Number 2 clearly was Jokic. Prior to the injury, Denver looked like they were coming along. It looked like they could have even been the second seed once he left and he was gone and they kept on winning. But since he's been back, I mean, a lot of it's due to the schedule and also other injuries on their team. They haven't been so great. But
if he hadn't missed games, would you have Joker ahead of Shea?
Probably.
Okay.
Probably. It would depend on how they did in those games, but it would be closer than it is right now. I would say
Okay.
that. Third to round out, this one has changed. I know earlier in the season I was pretty adamant it was Luka Doncic. I think injuries, also the Lakers not being super great, and the emergence of the Pistons out east, it's hard to not include Cade Cunningham in this for me. So I'm going to round it out. I'm only going to go with 3 for each of these categories just so we, move it along here. So those are my 3. I don't know if you guys agree, disagree, if you have someone else in consideration.
Amber, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think the 65 game rule just screws the season up a lot. But I would agree with that. I mean, Shea's gonna likely come under that 17 game limit, so I think by default. So yeah, so I think it's only Shea, Cade. Everybody else is gonna get very close. Like
Luka will
Luka's at
make
10 or 11, but
He'll be close, but I just don't think he's been
I
good
don't think
enough at
he's
this
worthy.
point.
So yeah, that's like your top 3, I guess, just based off the limit, right? So
Yeah, I would say I guess right now the only reason I would put Shea ahead of Joker is the missed games. I
yeah,
just don't, and especially because it's not like OKC is on a like. I still think OKC is really good, but my position was always OKC had to win close, like had to win a ton of games, and it's going to be interesting because right now they're probably going to win like 62, 63 games.
Yep.
And Shea's going to. I think this year there's going to be a real like. I think voters are going to say we wanted to vote for Joker, but we couldn't because of the games thing, right? And I think that's going to be a really interesting because it was a problem that the NBA created for itself, right? It was just because you had some old guys on TNT complaining about it, the NBA decided, okay, we'll introduce this rule, which even now everyone seems to be unhappy with, right? But again, this is the NBA. Like they just respond to things because old guys on old media don't like it. But I think the interesting point is about Luka, where I think someone made this point. I can't remember. He's one of those guys who you could really picture never winning MVP simply because he's just so lazy. He's not quite efficient on offense. He's not efficient enough on offense, and he's lazy on defense. He's like Harden, right? Where it's just you're kind of like, and there's a sense he's almost like heliocentric. Like at Harden, it took that 65 win season, and KD was injured, and LeBron, the Cavs didn't do as well. But yeah, and then Giannis, of course, I think if he was healthy, he'd be there, but he's not. But yeah, that third one is well, it's going to be interesting if there's no Giannis, there's no Joker. Who the voters like? How do they figure? Because you have to list 5 guys, don't you?
Yeah, so I mean, the way the votes would be broken down right now, Cade may be the second vote getter. Like,
And then Luka would be 3.
yeah, Luka would be 3 if he qualifies. Obviously, like we don't know.
And Wemby's not going to qualify, right?
I don't
Or
know.
will he?
Actually, right now he would, but
Wemby's 3. He's like 3 below.
he's close. He's pretty close to the limit as
To
well.
me, I would put Wemby potentially 2. Then
Ahead
right?
of Cade.
Yeah.
I know the Pistons are just clearly the best team in the Eastern Conference. Like it's hard to not reward
Wemby's
that.
number 2 in the West.
That's also true. That's also
Yeah,
true.
it's also like
That's also true.
Like it's not Wemby's fault that the Pistons play in a
That's
that
also
Spurs play in a
Yeah.
better conference with
It's
but-
close. It's close.
Okay.
So
I think Wemby would be 2, right?
with
Wemby would be 2
with
for
that in
sure.
mind, we're talking about Victor Wembanyama, but we might as well move over to Defensive Player of the Year. I think it's clear cut. Like it should be him.
For that, forget Wemby. Who else? If Wemby doesn't meet the threshold, or who else will get
this is
votes?
where when I was putting in the list of the DP like defensive player, I kind of was thinking about the all NBA defensive team at the same time. So I kind of want to do this at the same time here because I tried to keep it like a team. So I didn't want to just go like 5 big guys as my top 5 for DPoY. Like I don't have Rudy Gobert on my list. He's not on my top 5. I have Victor. I have Scotty Barnes. I think Scotty Barnes is up there. Like I'm not, and these are not ranked. Like I'm not saying he's the number 2 defensive player of the year kind of candidate or anything. But I think if I had to go all defense, I would go Scotty Barnes, Victor Wembanyama. I would have the Thompson twins. I'd have them both. And
I think both
The-
are better than Barnes, by the way, defensively. But
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. Last, I wanted to put Derek White on, but the Celtics are bad defensively. Like, and
they're
he's
not
not
though.
really.
They're
not
I
a
think
good.
they're top
they're-
10 defense.
No, not this year.
Yeah,
No way.
I have
If
it
they
right here.
are,
I'll pull it up.
please do, because when that's been the biggest drop off this year from last has been their defense. But I would have to go
Boston
I
is
guess.
number 10 defense on the season.
on the number. Oh, well, maybe they've
Yeah,
done better
and
last
since
week.
January 1st, they're number 4.
See that? Yeah, maybe it was in recent weeks that they've been better. But anyways, I still not going to include him because I'm going to go with Chet as my number 5 on that list.
Okay, and then if Wemby doesn't win the games, who wins Defensive Player of the Year?
This was the hard part. Like, I guess it would be Chet, but I don't think he's been that good. Like, it's hard for me to say he's been better than the Thompson boys. Like, I don't think so. So I maybe Ahmed Thompson, maybe, but I don't think so. I really don't.
Emmer, thoughts, or is this just one of those? Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, you're just kind of hoping that Victor gets his first accolade, right? Like your first big one. But I have a question. Like, so is All NBA also have the 65 game limit?
Yes.
Everything's 65 games.
So that's why this year will be the first time ever in LeBron's career he will not be on any of the All NBA teams.
And I'm just curious, what year is the first like important year for the rookie contract to become Supermax eligible?
I think after the 3rd season, you can.
It's
So
third
this
or
is actually
fourth.
very. Isn't this very important for him to get one of
Well,
those
for-
accolades?
Is it
for
this offseason
Wemby?
that he?
Yeah.
I
he
think
signs
this
the
is his
Supermax.
last. Yeah.
So he has to get one of these. So he might actually play. Think about that. If he's
If he
close to
can.
that threshold and he doesn't get the Supermax.
does the rookie Supermax? Does it require the accolades?
No, the accolades
other-
would be your
I thought-
bonus on top, like for your next contract. Like that
Oh
would
no,
be
no,
the
no!
kickers.
Isn't it something?
No, it's like 35%
Yeah,
of the cap, right?
Yeah. It's if you get the accolades. No, but I think the way it works is if you get the accolades in your 4th year,
Okay.
they'll.
Yeah.
I think something with
Oh,
Cade where wasn't it that with Cade
Yeah,
he had
yeah.
signed the Supermax and then they were like, oh, but if he gets this accolade, they'll actually have to pay him more because of the way that they've.
Okay, so he has like some time. He's not just because that makes kind of an interesting wrinkle. Because then you're like, well, he should play every game.
But does him winning Rookie of the Year, doesn't that count towards
don't
the
think
rookie one?
so.
I don't
No?
think
Okay.
so.
I don't think so.
I think it's all NBA only.
That'd
Or-
be an
or,
interesting
like-
thing.
Okay. But we could imagine this year, like if there's no Joker, no Giannis, no Luka, no
this
Wemby.
65 game rule is gone.
Yeah, people may
For
say,
sure.
okay, this
I'm
is
pretty
just.
sure even if let's say you get most of those guys and it's only Joker and LeBron who don't make it, they're still
Yeah,
going to get rid
that'll
of this
be
rule. Like this,
Well, no,
this
I-
is the
yeah,
last. I
like
can't
people are
imagine
like,
it's
this is just okay.
It's dumb. It's a
Um,
dumb rule.
Rookie of the Year is just Khan versus Cooper. Umar, how is that? How do you have it? How do you think it will play out?
I think I've pretty steadily had it Cooper Flag over Khan. I think there was a time there maybe 3-4 weeks ago where Concanapa was maybe looking like he could come out on top, but I honestly over the last month, like Cooper Flag, he's just getting better and better month over month. Like his numbers are showing that. I think the last time we talked and we brought him up, I think I mentioned he was top 5 in almost every statistical category amongst rookies. Like that's not changing. The only third person I threw in there just to have a third person was Edgecombe, but I don't think there's any real way he wins.
With Charlotte's surge, like they're what? I think since January 1st, they have like the 3rd best record.
Yeah.
If they well, do you think voters may
No.
kind of be like they may
He's-
go towards the?
I mean, if you're watching the game,
especially because the advanced stats seem to show that Khan, I think, is actually better, or they're like even.
it's close. But the thing is, I think a part of it is Concanapa is not his team's best player. Like he's not the focal point of the offense. Like he's getting open shots. Like Cooper Flag, everything is keyed in on him. Like
Yeah, but there's also the argument that because of that, Khan actually has to do like Cooper Flag's got a green light on an awful team,
Oh, but
and
you don't think
whereas
Khan Knippel has a green light? He does.
well, no, but Charlotte's actually trying to win games, so Khan actually has to play within a system and do things, and he's actually doing them efficiently,
Do you
right? Like
think
the
he's going
idea
to
that
win?
he's actually contributing to.
Do you think Khan Knippel is having a better rookie season right now?
So the thing is, I think Flag got hurt by this really poor decision to play him at point guard. And I
Right.
think it helps him that I also think it helps him that Davis isn't there anymore because now the lane is opened up for him and he can actually do things. I also think he has no pressure on him in a way that Charlotte is legitimately in the last 6 weeks, they've possibly been the best team in the league. And they've been, and like, there's real, like, when I watch Dallas games, no one's really trying. Like, this is one thing we tend to forget. The thing with bad teams, it's not just that they're bad, it's that the other teams who play them always play down to them. Like, they basically become track meets, right? Because the whole idea is that if you're on a bad team,
hold on. Don't. We can't be talking about track meet games and not bring up the Charlotte Hornets. Like, come on.
The problem you have in the last 6 weeks, that just doesn't work because the Hornets are actually legitimately better. Like there's it's sort of like the Michael Porter Jr. thing where he's putting up these huge numbers in Brooklyn, but you have to remember, no one's playing Brooklyn bringing their A game because it's Brooklyn. It's like, yeah, we know we're gonna, right. So I would probably give it to Flag just because I think Flag's a better player than Khan. I think like he just does more.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't necessarily say that he's having a better year because I think the raw numbers reflect conditions, which I think if you took Khan and like, I think a lot of rookies, you give them a green light, they can put up big numbers. But I agree with you that Flag is having a better year. He's a better player is what I'll say. I do think though voters may, like, I think if Charlotte gets the 7 or 8 seed, they may just say that, oh, winning matters to us, and they may pull up some advanced stats like estimated plus minus or whatnot, and they'll be like, look, but
I'd be surprised.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I would be surprised. Like the last close rookie of the year that we had, other than the Embiid one, where the games played was really what factored into that. I guess what year was it? What was the one where these guys were wearing stupid T-shirts? The Ben Simmons, Donovan Mitchell one. I think that's the last close rookie of the year, and even that was kind of controversial.
Did Scotty Barnes beat Evan Mobley? He did, right?
He did. I guess that was also kind of controversial. Personally, I would have had Mobley, but Barnes did have had a better year that year, I guess.
Okay, so that's rookie of the year.
You want 6 man now?
Yeah.
So I think it's only one guy who's gonna win. If Naz Reid doesn't win, I'll be shocked. Like, I don't know who the hell else it could be. Like AJ Mitchell. Maybe if this was November, he'd have a case. I don't think he has a case anymore.
What about one of the OKC guys?
Well, that's what I just said. AJ Mitchell.
AJ Mitchell.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I with Mitchell, I was thinking of another Mitchell. Apologies.
Oh, it's okay. Other than that, Keldon Johnson, he's been doing a decent job for the Spurs, but no one has the impact that Naz Reid does. Like he has been for the last few years, probably the best big off the bench. He probably is a starter for most teams. So I think it's Naz Reid. I don't really think there's another guy.
And then all NBA first team the way they do it, where it's just the 5 guys you now vote for who are the 5 best players. Giannis can't be on it, and
can Jokic or no?
Let's just assume Jokic can't be.
Okay, so if Jokic can't be, Giannis can't be, I'm gonna say Doncic and Shea can. The two of them are on there. Wemby's obviously on there. Cade Cunningham is on there. There's your 4. The 5th spot, it's tough. I'm going to give it to a guard. And for me, it comes down to Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Maxey. And I'm leaning towards Tyrese Maxey.
Why those two over Mitchell?
Oh, I just think that they've been Yes, it's a good point. I think
Because Cleveland has a better record
holding,
than Philly, and I think New York's only one game ahead of Cleveland.
So-
I'm holding that slow start that Cleveland had. Like Cleveland was supposed to be the 1 or 2 seed in the conference. They are not.
But he's been very good.
He's been
very
amazing, but I think I'm holding their record against him. Kind of.
But he has the same record as the Knicks, basically, and a better record than the Sixers.
He does now. I mean, they've been hot over the last few. Like they've been much better over the last month and a half. Whereas the Sixers have kind of fallen off. The Knicks, the Knicks are where the Knicks are. So I would say you're probably right to include Mitchell. So it's maybe one of those three. Any one of those three would be acceptable in my mind.
Okay, so but basically, if Victor can't get there, then it's going to be basically 5 guards who are first team All NBA this year.
Yeah, which is weird.
Yeah, that's rather strange. Yeah,
but I mean, what other big that can qualify would you put on the team, right?
Yeah, like you could imagine some voters feeling I want to put 5 guards, and then saying that, well, let's look what the Rockets' record is. Do we put Durant?
Oh, come on.
Or let's.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say Şengün. I'd be like, that's insane.
If the Clippers somehow get the 8, they say, well, Kawhi's been awesome. Let's put him as a small forward. Maybe someone talks themselves into saying, I have to
Jaylen Brown.
I'm going to put Chet. Or Jaylen Brown's another one.
Jaylen Brown, Brown, I would say maybe.
Right.
Maybe.
Okay, cool. So that's that. Okay, so what we're going to do for the rest is everyone's going to give their final 1 to 10 standings for each conference, and then we're going to do everyone's play-in through finals predictions based on those standings. Do one of you two want to go first, or how do we want to do this?
Let Emmer go first.
Okay, Emmer, you can go first.
So we're doing conference?
Yeah. Why don't we do this? Everyone do the Eastern Conference first, just so we know where everyone is, and then we'll do everyone the Western Conference is. Just give us what you think 1 through 10 is going to be.
I think it's Detroit. I'm going to go Cleveland. I'm going to go Boston. Boston just because of whatever this Tatum bullshit is. The Knicks. I'm gonna say the Sixers are gonna make it up above the Raptors, and then that gets me to 6. Do I care about the rest? I guess Orlando, Miami. Oh no, Orlando, Charlotte, Miami.
Who's your 10th?
And then Atlanta's like the 10th, I guess. Atlanta's the 10th.
Yeah, I think I basically had. So I'll just say mine just because mine is very similar. I had Detroit 1, and my rationale was 5.5. Well, I'll say I had Detroit 1, I had Cleveland 2. I don't know how to pick between New York and Boston, but I just picked New York because I think they're a better team than Boston. So I said that 3-4. I did Toronto 5, Philly 6, and my rationale there was very specific. It's that Philly with Embiid is like 19-12. Without Embiid, they're below 500. But even if Embiid was healthy the whole year, they would only be like 1 or 2 games above Toronto. And so he's not going to play all 27 games. So that's why. I think Charlotte should catch Orlando, right? Because of just how hot they are. Like I went through their numbers. They're 3rd in winning percentage, 1st in point differential, 2nd in offense, 3rd in defense is January 1st. It's just that Orlando is a different team with a healthy Suggs and Wagner. So I did that 7-8. And then Miami, Atlanta, I was like, who cares? But I said Miami just because of coaching gets there. Umar, yours?
I actually have it quite a bit different than you guys. I don't have Cleveland climbing up to 2. I have it Detroit, New York, Boston, Cleveland. So currently the way the standings are, I would just flip Boston and the Knicks. I have the Sixers as 5. I have the Raptors dropping to 7. I think that's just me just in total denial that they can be a top 16. I'm putting the Orlando Magic, which is a terrible, terrible choice on my part. Like I can't believe I'm picking the Orlando Magic because I think they stink and they're one of the worst offenses to watch. But that being said, I then would round out with the Raptors at 7. The Hornets at the Hornets at 8? Jesus Christ. I guess so. Miami, what a terrible team. Miami and the Hawks.
Okay. Do you want to? So Amber and I are we're pretty close. I guess why are we optimistic about? So my attitude towards the Cavs is since January 1st, they're tied for the best record, and they basically replaced Garland and Hunter with Harden and Ellis, and they're getting Mobley back. And I think that's going to be, and they're potentially going to get Strus back, though I do think his injury is much more severe. And so that's why I just think that they're kind of positioned well. However we feel about James Harden, I think we talked about this earlier. He is one of the great regular season players in like just what he does for you. Amber, is your thinking along the same lines?
Yeah, I think, yeah, similar. I think one of the thing is, I was looking at their schedule a little bit. So they play like 7 division games. Aside from Detroit, right? The rest of those division games, nobody wants to win any games. There's no incentive for them to win the games. And then I think they play Detroit in the next couple of weeks. I'm assuming some of those suspensions might be in that.
So Cleveland has the 5th easiest schedule going forward.
Oh, do they? Okay. Yeah, so I think they're going to play a lot of like chum that they can hopefully just get in the groove with.
Boston is the 5th most difficult going forward. New York is the 11th most difficult going forward.
Yeah, so the East, I'm assuming, I haven't looked at the schedule, but I'm assuming they play each other like a lot, right? Like Philly, New York, Boston.
No, Boston and New York play one time.
That's it?
Yeah, and the Boston plays Cleveland once.
Well, they've played a lot already.
Yeah.
And New York and Cleveland don't even play.
No.
Yeah, they already played. So, yeah.
The Pistons play the Cavs twice in the next week. Or sorry, within a week they play twice.
Yeah, it's at the end of the month, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what are those suspensions like the beef stew and the
he's going to be suspended
6 more games.
He will be suspended for both.
At least the first one.
Oh no, you know what? He will be back for the second one.
Yeah.
He'll be back for the second one.
So
yeah.
Yeah, so I think like I guess the question I had looking at this was I think the first 4 or whatever are interchangeable a little bit. But how far ahead do you think Detroit will be at the top? Because how many games they're like what?
They're 5.5 games up. And even their recent play, they have they're tied for the best record since January 1st and second best point differential. And so the question becomes, at what point do they stop caring? Is I think what you're asking.
I don't think they're there yet.
I don't think I actually think that's going to tighten up a little bit. So I think that suspension, if you think about those suspensions, right? How much was Duran? 5 games or 4 games?
2 games. He's
okay.
only going to miss one more game, really.
Yeah, that's not bad. But Beef Stew's missing 10% of the.
Yeah,
it's almost 10% of the season. So.
And he's missing 6 more games after the All-Star. So he's basically missing a quarter of the games after the All-Star break. He's basically injured.
So, I don't think it's like fatal, but I do think it's like
it's impactful. It will be. I mean, they faced the Knicks in their first game back. I mean, not having Duran and Stewart against the Knicks is gonna be tough.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna tighten up a bit between that gap a little bit. I do think like if Boston does get Tatum back and there's like I don't know how.
Do you guys think that
comes on?
I went under the assumption Tatum isn't playing this year.
Oh, so I'm under the assumption he is, but my thinking is that it's gonna be a bit of an adjustment period. Like it's not gonna just be he's back and everything's normal. Like it's gonna be.
I don't think it's normal, but I do think it's a decent upgrade.
Well, I think that's like an upgrade in May, not so much in March. Like in March, it could be clunky.
And then I think the Cavs are gonna go on a little bit of a run. I don't know. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't absolve them of all the shit they've done the last 3 years and all the crap. But I do think they're gonna go on a little run. This is gonna coalesce around something pretty good.
Do you guys think that the Cavs would position themselves to avoid both the Celtics and Knicks in the first round? Or in the second round, like to stay in the 4-5 so they they do play the Pistons?
I wouldn't want to play the Pistons. I think they
You
want to play
oh,
those
really?
two other teams.
Oh, I know. I think all these teams are going to play hard, and they're going to like. I don't think there's going to be any gamesmanship,
Fair enough.
particularly from Cleveland because of how poorly the season's gone, and because they're entering this
No.
really important off season where they have to make decisions on Harden and will Mitchell sign the extension, and will they go after LeBron? And it's like I think Cleveland's going to. I think they're all. I also think they all want home court for as much as they can get home court. Like I think they're not taking anything for granted.
I think they would mind playing the Knicks. I don't.
You think? Oh, come on! They've lost twice to the Knicks in the last 3 years. That seems like something you'd want to avoid.
Yeah, but this is basically a different team.
No.
Yeah, I guess that's also true. Which of the lower, like, we clearly all have the same top four in some particular order. What are the lower
Well, I
teams?
think everyone on the planet Earth has the same top four.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, unless you
Like, everyone has
really,
Detroit, the
really
next
love the
to be- yeah.
Raptors. Yeah, unless you
Yeah.
really love the Raptors or Sixers. What are the lower teams do you guys think most of these teams would want to face the least?
I think Philadelphia simply because
I think Philly.
just because you have two guys who could basically get 60 points in every playoff game. And then the other one, maybe depending on what Charlotte does going forward.
I
Just
can't.
because
I
it's
can't get there.
it's quite odd that typically when you have a team that for this long has been that good, that usually means they are actually good, right? I think the advantage you have with Charlotte is that they're young and immature, right? But I don't see Miami, Atlanta as being any threat. I think everyone was laughing at Toronto. The one advantage Orlando has is they have guys who at least have played in the playoffs, right? Like, so they're like, as bad as they've been, they're at least that, but they'd have to show a lot. I don't think any of the big four, though, the top four are afraid of it. Like, I think they're just kind of like, we're going to the second round. I think they're all comfortable with that. Since we're in the East, let's just stay in the East then. In terms of the playoff matchups, right? Play-in. Do we think any of the 7 and 8 are going to beat the 1-2? So should we go through the play-in scenarios, or should just go? Or okay,
No.
so we all have Detroit going in the second round. I guess in Amber's case, you're going to have Cleveland Boston in the second round. I'm going to have Cleveland New York. Umar, you're going to have New York Boston. Is what it looks like, and then Amber's going to have Detroit, New York, and I'm going to have Detroit, Boston. Umar, let's start with you. Who do you have? So you're going to have Detroit playing Cleveland, New York, Boston. Who's going on to the conference finals?
So, I mean, I know early this year when we were doing our predictions, my top two in the East, so in like the conference finals I had is the Pistons and the Knicks. I still see it as the Pistons and the Knicks. The only difference now is I do think the Pistons are the better team. I do think the Pistons are the team that they're starting to look like they may just be the favorite. I mean, it's still a little bit early to jump on like overwhelming favorite or anything like that. So I'm going to roll with those two teams, though I think the Knicks against the Celtics, especially Tatum's back, it's a lot closer than what I thought earlier this season.
And then, Amber, who do you have in the conference finals?
I'm going to go Detroit, Cleveland.
Okay. I have the same conference final. I have Detroit, Cleveland as well.
I'm getting a little bit more optimistic about Cleveland, just from vibes. That's it. Just vibes. Vibes will last 5 months with James Harden. Let's just go. Let's just see how long this lasts. The vibes are good. And I do think like the vibes are important for the team like this. And they have some little pieces on the side that are actually kind of fun. and then Mobley comes back, right? So if they can get Mobley back and get some sort of continuity,
What's
then
the
my vibes will be even
timetable
better.
for Mobley?
I,
Is he
after
back within the
All-Star, right?
first? Oh, okay. He's
Yeah.
coming back right away. I
Yeah, like I
gotcha.
look at Cleveland, that it's been a disaster. Yet they're 1.5 games back of the number 2 seed. And they're getting a guy who we all think is a top 15 player back in Mobley. And as much as we all don't like James Harden, they're getting a guy who basically gives you 25 points, 8 assists, night in, night out. And he's replacing a guy who plays only 1/3 of the season to begin. Like, I just think, and then they added, like, it's kind of like, and they seem motivated. Like, everyone wants, like, there is a sense that everyone there
Vibes.
wants to
That's
win,
for me.
right? Yeah.
And I do think like, I think one thing is like just watching some of the games, like Harden's passing is just gonna open stuff up. I'm not sure what happens when Mobley comes back, and in the playoffs, that's completely not been solved or whatever
No, for
with
him and
Allen and
Allen,
Mobley.
that's who Harden helps guys in the dunker spot and the guy setting the screen more than any player outside of, like, maybe more than any, like, outside of, like he's like Luka and him, what they do for those guys, like Aiton averages like 16 points, remember, with Luka and Lively.
Isn't the biggest concern with the Cavs now? Do they have a guy that could guard a Cade Cunningham or a Jaylen Brown?
Well, this is the problem, I think, that we talked about 2 weeks ago. It's that Ellis is great to get, that they just don't have a big guy on the wing. Like, it's a disaster for them.
They still don't have that, right?
Yeah.
No, I think that's the biggest concern.
It's Max Strus has to. He's the
That's
only guy.
That's asking a lot of a guy coming off a foot injury.
Well, no, but that's the
hasn't
whole thing, is
played,
that there's
right?
nothing they can do about that.
No.
Like, it was,
Yeah.
you know, they're just kind of stuck.
You're gonna see a lot of Tyson minutes. That guy's gonna be playing quite a bit.
But I don't actually mind him. I find that he's all right. The games I've watched, I'm like, he's not a bad guy to have, right? Like, he's an option. He gives you some athleticism. He, you know, I thought I would like laugh at him, but I'm like, oh no, this is okay. Like,
I mean,
there's a
he's
lot
better
of teams
than-
who would use him.
He's better than Isaac Okoro. I'll say that, but I don't know if he's as
Tyson?
good a but I don't know if he's as good a defender as Isaac Okoro. He's definitely a better offensive player.
Tyson's been good.
Yeah, I mean,
And then who's everyone's
Sam Merrill.
conference?
Sam Merrill.
Who's
Oh,
everyone's?
God.
So Umar, your
Oh,
conference
God.
champion is Detroit.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna switch off the Knicks. I'm gonna go with but actually, no, I'm not. Youth doesn't win. I'm gonna stay with the Knicks. I'm gonna stick with the Knicks.
So
don't
Umar's
love it,
conference champion is NYK over Detroit. Okay, Amber, your conference champion.
Did I pick the Knicks at the beginning?
You
Or I picked
did.
the Cavs?
No, you picked Detroit Knicks,
forget.
and then I think you picked Detroit.
And now you have Detroit and Cleveland in the conference finals.
I think I'm gonna go. I'll go Cleveland. Let me just go Cleveland. I just don't see the Knicks just coming together. They're fine. I saw somewhere where somebody was saying, was it Windhorst was saying that he polled executives and they said New York is by far the best team. I was like, I don't know why. If you watch this team, there's nothing giving off that vibe at all. I don't think Jeremy Sohan's going to help anything. So,
Well, he does help on defense.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
like, he gives
I
you.
don't know how much he's going to play.
Now, I don't know how much the Knicks need another wing defender. That's the issue. It's like, if you have Bridges and Anunoby and Hart's not even, like, he's kind of.
But would they not try him out in like some sort of weird small ball kind of lineup, throw him out there as your center?
Yeah, potentially. I like the Diawara kid. I like McBride, but he got injured. I think that's a big deal that he's injured.
But isn't that why you went out and got Jose Alvarado? Isn't that why that they made that trade?
Well, I think Alvaro does different things than, like, McBride doesn't handle the ball as much. So
yeah, but now you
he's kind of
actually
like
have a
an
guy who you can.
Yeah, I
and
think
you're not gonna
helps.
play Tyler Kolek or whatever the hell that guy's name is.
I like Tyler Cole for his
Oh,
couple
come on.
during
Come on.
the in-season tournament, but he
had that
a
one
zero.
game. Yeah, sure.
Clarkson's a 0. I mean, I thought he was actually being nice. So So some of the stuff that they tried out didn't work. Um, I just think Cleveland's more talented. Like I don't like when I look at Cleveland. If you look at how
Well,
what
but your
Mitchell's doing
conference
this year.
finals is Cleveland Detroit. So why is Cleveland beating Detroit?
Oh
Why
yeah.
are we still on the Knicks?
Oh sorry. Because I switched my Knicks pick.
Yeah.
I just can't buy into Detroit yet. They still got Bickerstaff. I'm just not gonna get over it. Like I like Cade. Who else do they really have other than Duran?
Tobias Harris.
Okay.
Ron
Duncan
Well,
Robinson.
they have a SAR, right?
Duncan,
And then they have
have
a Big Stew.
who did they just
Ron
get?
Hollins.
No, they got
Big
something.
Stu.
Holland
Someone.
doesn't really play that much.
Who did they just get
He
at the
really?
at the deadline?
They got Herder.
Herder.
Like,
That's
he's
right.
having
That's right.
he's having a bad year shooting threes. They hope he can help spread the floor. I think the thing with Detroit is, while statistically, I think OKC is still better than Detroit. I think Detroit's actually a better defense just because Detroit literally has no weakness. Like, you can't bully ball them. You can't beat them on the glass. Like with OKC, there's an avenue where you overpower them. Detroit, literally, you have to hope that you defensively, that because of their offense, you can stop them. Right? Like that defense is just a real terror out there. But go ahead, Amber, you were saying.
No, I just
They also
can't
have that
buy
Paul
that
Reed guy,
Sixers.
right? He also gives them some quality minutes for whatever reason. They have
He's
Duncan
a-
Robinson.
He's fine, third big man kind of guy.
Duncan Robinson, man, like, come on. He did not want any part of that fight, and I thought smartly so. He was like, "What is this? What's going on here?" Right? But yeah, okay. Mine is, I have Cleveland going to the NBA Finals. Yeah, I have them beating Detroit as well. My rationale for that is that I compare it I think a lot of it is I'm a big Mobley and Mitchell fan. And I think a healthy Mobley gives you a top 10 defense. And Donovan Mitchell, he will get you buckets. No one has any, there's no question that can this guy score. Harden is the big question mark. Fortunately, though, if you look at everyone else in the conference, like, if it's Harden and Cat, like, what kind of, like, you know what I mean, in battle of second best offensive players, that's kind of, being in hell, right? Like, both are going to choke, right? Even if you look at it relative to Boston, like, even if Tatum comes back, do we really think he's going to start and average 25 points a game? I just
I
went
don't
the
think he
assumption
has
he's not.
to. Yeah.
Well, I have real questions about Boston when it comes to the playoffs, that these guys who are producing for them actually produce for them in the playoffs.
You're asking a lot of Luka Garza.
And that 3-point shooting variance we know with Boston. But yeah, no, I went with Cleveland just because even before they made the Harden trade, I thought they were playing, like, I was coming around to, okay, I think Cleveland can do it. And then because they made these trades, that just kind of reinforced that for me. So
I think the second round's going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah,
it's going to be great.
All those series.
I do think they're not going to jockey for like what that is at the end of the season, but man alive, those two series are going to be really fun because all of them are very flawed.
You do realize one of those teams is going to screw us up and not qualify. That something's going to happen to one of those four teams. I can almost feel it.
But we agree that only Philadelphia could mess it up because Embiid and Maxey average 60 points together.
Exactly. I mean, if any team, if Embiid were to face, let's say, the Celtics, that team, they don't have a guy who can actually stop Embiid.
For example, I don't think Detroit, there's a chance. Anyone's in the first round. No. The other three, I also don't think Cleveland there's a chance, just because Cleveland has they have the interior defense.
True.
New York's a funny one.
Yeah.
Right? Just because if it becomes that type of series where they're like, okay, Kat, you're sitting on the bench, we have to play Mitchell, but then now
they almost lose to the Sixers? What was it, 2 years ago when the Bells palsy that year? And I would say that this Philly team is better than that Philly team.
But I do think Boston's the most vulnerable of them, just because of the 3-point shooting. Like, Boston, just if they go cold, it's like they're just not going to score. But yeah, okay. And okay, so now let's go to what is going to be the much more interesting and just insane conference as usual, the West. We started with Amber last time. We'll start with Umar this time. Your 1 through 10. Yeah.
Okay. Top two, I think, are going to stay the way they are. OKC number 1, number 2 will be the Spurs. I think the Nuggets should settle into 3. I don't think the Rockets are going to catch them. This is where things get weird for me. 2-3 weeks ago, I probably would have said the Rockets are clearly the number 4 team. I don't think so anymore. I do think if the Lakers get Reeves back, they get Doncic back, they're going to be the 4 seed. You know they are. They're already the 5 seed. I don't know why you're rolling your eyes.
I'm surprised you didn't pick Golden State. I'm surprised you picked Golden State somewhere.
If they were healthy,
I'm surprised the Lakers weren't the 2 seed. I'm shocked not the 2 and 3 seed.
I do have I have the Timberwolves as your number 5. I have the Rockets as a 6. The only bottom team that I think, I guess the Clippers, if they come on strong here, have a chance to move up. So I'm going to go Phoenix 7, Clippers 8, Blazers 9, Golden State 10.
Amber, do you want to do yours?
I say OKC, San Antonio. I think Denver stays. I think the Timberwolves get 4. Rockets 5. Lakers 6. Phoenix 7. Clippers 8. I don't really care the rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I went OKC 1. They still have a 3-game lead, and even since December 13th, which has been their fall, they've been 18 and 13. But they're still 5th in point differential. And it's been the 3-point shooting, which has killed them. And what they've been is they've been last in win differential. Basically, they're just losing more close games than you would expect a team to lose. I have San Antonio at number 2. They have a 3.5-game lead over the 2nd seed. And again, since January 1st, they're the 2nd best defense, 7th best offense, right? I have Houston 3 because they have the 6th easiest schedule. And of all the teams, they're still the youngest. They're still the deepest and most athletic. Maybe Minnesota can challenge them on that. And I just think in March, and they have a home-heavy schedule. And so I just think in March that will matter. I have Denver 4 because Denver has the most difficult remaining schedule. Gordon, I believe, is being reevaluated in 2 weeks. Watson's being reevaluated in 4 weeks. Those are 2 of their 3 best defenders. And that team just cannot defend if their life depended on it. Like when I watch them play, I have Minnesota 5 because even after that 5-game losing streak, they still went 7-3 in their last 10. And even with that 5-game losing streak since January 1st, they're still 5th in point differential. So they're still playing well. I have the Lakers 6 because there's no depth defense and there's no prospect to fix that issue. And it's not just that the Lakers are 1st in point differential, win differential. It's the 2nd place team, Orlando, is closer to the 12th place team than they are to the Lakers literally are breaking everything we know about how advanced stats play out to wins. Like they're just a bad team that particularly early on won a lot of games. And I just don't think that is sustainable long-term, especially in this conference. Again, Phoenix is just kind of locked into the 7, 3-game lead over the 8 seed. And they've kind of been a pretty consistent top 10 defense, middling offense, a 48-win team all season. And then I have Golden State 8, Clippers 9, Portland 10, only because they're all going to play 500, and the Golden State Warriors already have 2.5 games on the Clippers and Blazers. And so it's just kind of like There's
Whoa,
not
whoa,
enough
wait.
games.
You think the Warriors will play 500 if Steph Curry doesn't play games?
Well, what's his injury situation?
I mean, he's going to be missing, I think, at least the first 2-3 games after the break.
Okay, so then yeah, like I just don't think it's.
And they may shut him down, right?
Pardon me?
Correct me if I'm wrong. Do they still have next year's pick or not?
I don't. You think they'll? Well, so whoever. It doesn't matter. I have them not even getting. I have them losing the play-in anyway. So who cares?
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. Like so, I didn't like. I had them losing to the Suns, then losing to the Clippers, and I had the Suns and Clippers getting the 7-8, whatever.
Gotcha.
Okay, so we all have very different. Umar, you have a lot of faith in the Lakers.
Yes. They've been injured.
Is this just because their average age is the highest?
No, I just don't understand why you guys are having a hard time believing maybe a top 3 or 4 player will lead his team to the 4th best record in the conference. Like he's done it before. And let's just look at their injury, like this year alone, their 3 best players have been in and out of the lineup throughout the season. I don't think they've had a 5-game stretch with the 3 of them all healthy together at the same time.
Yeah, but every team in the West outside of Houston, like OKC's missed their 2nd best player for 60% of the season. Denver missed their best player for a full month. Like,
yes, for sure. And I think each of those teams, depending on how you look at it, like the Thunder, without Jalen, like they're still the number 1 team. Like they have other players. Like the Lakers have nobody beyond those 3 guys. But with those 3 guys, you have 3 amongst the top 25 offensive talents in the league. Like that, most of those teams can't say that.
The term talents is interesting that you use that. You said offensive and then talents.
I did say offensive because when they are all offensive, they're good offensive players. Like you can't deny
James
that.
This year is highly questionable.
He's fine. He's not bad. He's not bad offensive player.
Not getting to the line and not hitting threes. So I don't know what he's really giving you. And when he plays with Reeves, he uses the ball more. That's my issue.
Well, he used the ball more than he should. That's for sure. That being said, I mean, I have faith in Luka Doncic. I really do. And it's not like I'm saying they're going to be the number 2 seed. Like I'm saying they're number 4 seed.
The idea that if you have a top 4 player, that player by himself gets you a top 4 seed. That's actually not true in the modern NBA. Joker by himself couldn't get Denver a top 4 seed. Giannis last year, they were the 5 seed in a bad conference.
Well, he also
and even
was hurt.
Luka, the best year was like 4 years ago. And he still had Brunson with him. Like I don't think that's as.
Oh, the best year was the year they made the NBA Finals.
Yeah, but he had Kyrie Irving, and they in the second half were top 10 defense.
Okay. So hold on.
No, like
you're saying
not even top 10 defense.
on.
I think they were like a top 8 defense. They were a legitimately elite defense.
Nikola Jokic since 2020.
Yeah.
The Denver Nuggets have been in the top 4, I want to say, since 2020 in the last 6 years, at least 4 times.
Yeah, but every year it was when Jamal Murray was healthy. If Murray wasn't healthy, they weren't in the top 4. They were on the road in the playoffs.
What year did he get hurt? Was that 21?
Remember, he got hurt the year after COVID.
Yeah, so 2021, they were the 3 seed.
That's
with him hurt. Yep. They're the 3
seed.
No,
but remember, he got hurt
at the end of the year.
Yeah, so like he played like 60, 70
that,
games.
The year after that,
they were the 6
seed. Correct. Yeah. The year after that, they were the 1 seed.
Like, but they were healthy that year.
Yes, I mean they won the title as well, and then they're the 2 seed, and then last year they're But what I'm saying is, if you have a top 5 player,
that a top 5 player gets you a top 4 seed, it's not true. They need to have at least an all-star with them. That's all I'm saying. If they don't have an all-star with them, they're
is Austin Reeves not an all-star? Right? Like isn't Austin Reeves and Jamal Murray aren't they essentially like
But you're
the
also
same?
in a loaded conference, and what you're forgetting is this team is legitimately like they don't after 3 guys, they don't have They have maybe one guy who could make any other team's 8-man rotation. That's Rui.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I don't think we're appreciating just how. Like I'm not saying that. Obviously, it's not an issue of right or wrong. It's just everything we know about the Lakers is that they're a 500 team, right? But fair enough. Like let's not. We're always going to argue about this.
When they make it to the conference finals, what are we going to do then? They won't. They're not going to.
Okay, so Umar, do any your four? I'm assuming everyone. You both have OKC, San Antonio, Denver, 1, 2, 3, right?
Yeah. I don't see them losing. No. In the first round.
So that means Amber, Umar, you have Denver beating Houston. Amber, you have Denver beating LA in the first round. No quibs about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And OKC, San Antonio go on. Amber, you have Minnesota, Houston as your 4-5. So you're going to have OKC, San Antonio, Denver. Who out of Minnesota, Houston do you think goes to the second round?
Well, Houston.
Okay.
I don't know why I faith, but
okay.
So let's see how they address KD's burner situation. What a disaster!
And then Umar, you have a repeat of last year's first round, Minnesota, LA.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to pick the Timberwolves.
Okay.
I don't want to, but I'm gonna have to.
So you basically both have the same second round. You both have OKC, Minnesota, and you both have San Antonio, Denver. So what's your conference finals for both of you?
I have Thunder, Nuggets.
Okay.
Thunder, San Antonio.
Okay. So mine ended up being OKC. I had Denver beating Minnesota. I had Houston beating the Lakers. I had the Spurs beating the Suns, whatever. But my conference finals, I had OKC beating Denver in the second round. And then I had San Antonio beating Houston.
So you have OKC Spurs.
I have OKC Spurs, which I think Amber has, and then you have OKC Denver.
So wait, do you guys have the Spurs going to the finals?
I have OKC going to the finals.
How about you, Amber?
No, I think OKC is going to make the final. How many games do you think San Antonio gets
against OKC
in a 7-game series?
I think it goes at least 6.
I would say 6 to 7, if not.
Yeah. I mean, my rationale between OKC and San Antonio is that OKC is a team who can go cold from 3, and so they can have really bad stretches. But San Antonio just doesn't make them like San Antonio, and I think that's really the difference. It's also late in games. OKC knows what it's going to do. It knows, okay, we have Shea, we have secondary guys, J-Dub, whereas San Antonio is still trying to figure out, okay, what lineup do we want to play?
They've been there.
But I do think the team that will play OKC the best will be Denver.
Yeah.
In the second round. I think last year was the same. It was interesting because one of the things we tend to forget is that even though Minnesota made 2 conference finals, they got absolutely destroyed in those conference finals. And it was the team in the prior round that played the conference champion much better. And so a lot of this just becomes matchups and seeding. And I think that's why it's just my issue with Denver is this. We don't know about Gordon, number 1. But for me, the only way Denver can win a title is if in the last 8 minutes they can play Joker, Gordon, Watson, Brown, and Murray. Simply because Gordon and Brown, they have no choice. They have to play. That. It's just, even if Christian Brown's not making threes, it's just, he's your best perimeter defender. He is your most athletic transition player. He's your secondary ball handler. And they need Watson to be able to be out there to be a help defender, weak side guy, to make up for the weakness of Joker and Murray as defenders.
So are they just not playing Cam Jordan then?
Cam Johnson, sorry.
Sorry, Cam Johnson, yeah.
So I think what they're going to do is their attitude's going to be, I think they'll play Cam Johnson, but I think their preference is to play Watson for his defense.
Oh, to close games.
Right. The problem is, because the whole thing I think with Denver is, there are 3 things you can do when you get the ball as an offensive player: pass, shoot, or dribble. Right. And the whole problem with Porter Jr. was 2 of them he couldn't make that decision quickly enough. And the key with Watson is, can he make threes and just make there's just too many questions there. But it might be that they have to pay Cam Johnson, in which case I think the defense just struggles. And then you don't know with Gordon, like, what the situation is.
I think that's the biggest problem is his health.
And then, Amber, you have OKC going to the finals still.
I do. Yeah.
And then, Umar, who's
think-
your...
no.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I think just they've been there, done that. I think against San Antonio, that's their first time there, and that we've seen that story before.
And then, Umar, you have Denver beating OKC?
It's very health dependent. It's kind of like what you said. If they have all those guys, like most importantly, if they, yeah, fine. I'll you know what? Yes, I will take the Denver Nuggets
over OKC. Okay. And then I'm assuming everyone has the Western Conference champion winning.
Yes.
The title.
Yes.
Are we giving OKC? We're assuming OKC though is also healthy, which means J-Dub is healthy, right?
I think because of their depth, and I think it's less. I think the only person that we all really, at least I'll speak for myself. I think as long as Shea's healthy, I'm not so concerned. If both Chet and J-Dub are hurt, then yeah, that's a problem. But if it's just J-Dub, I don't know.
Like in a playoff series, let's say it's OKC Denver, and both Gordon and J-Dub are injured.
I think Denver's more impacted. I think Gordon is more important to Denver than J-Dub is to OKC.
Okay. I would say the other way. Just
really?
because in the playoffs you can potentially replicate Gordon. You can't replicate your second scorer play. Like there's just nothing like you can piece together something. You can't piece together secondary scoring playmaking. That would be my concern.
See, I would say that because of the Jared McCain and AJ Mitchells, they have something that they can make up for it in the aggregate. Whereas like what Aaron Gordon does for the Nuggets is a bit beyond just the defense. He's the only like vertical target that Jokic has in terms of from the passing game. I guess Peyton Watson's sort of that now, but he just does all like the intangible things that I really don't think you can replace that.
Okay. And then what is it? Because a lot of people are now pegging the Spurs as the best, like the team. And I think it's because of just the way they play OKC and then the J-Dub issues. Is it just an issue that, Amber, this is the first time around for the Spurs, so it's it's very highly unlikely that they can get to the finals?
Yeah, I just think like going against, I mean, even though OKC's had injuries, like when we were talking about them at the beginning of the year being this 72+1 team, I just think they've had the history and stuff like that. They know, like you said, they know who they are. They know what they can do. They have an MVP, the potential back-to-back MVP if all this stuff comes to fruition. And this is their first time. Like we've been talking about San Antonio since we started the season about whether they can take a leap. I think the leap is obviously if they get to the conference finals. I'm not sure if I'm ready to take the finals leap yet. And you mentioned the shooting and all that kind of stuff, which will be even more exasperated in the playoffs. But I think Wemby's just going to go bonkers. So I don't think that can get them to the finals, but I think they could definitely get to the conference finals.
And I guess the last thing we can focus on, just because we discussed this in our last show, the trade deadline show, based on all this, what team goes into the offseason kind of, we have to change things?
That wholesale change things?
No, that goes in that we did not achieve what we wanted to. Because remember, we were talking about the whole Giannis situation is going to be that some team's going to decide, okay, that's like, we did not achieve what we were supposed to achieve. We have to make a major move. So like, based on what you've played out here, what teams do you, like one team from each conference who you think, or just one team, whatever that is going to be really, really, because for example, I don't think it can be Cleveland. If we were saying Cleveland goes to the finals,
They've already done it. Yeah.
yeah, like it's like they're not going to go.
I would say the Knicks. Like if the Knicks get bounced early, I think you're going to see a lot of
based
change.
on what you have predicted. What
But
team?
I mean, I have the Knicks going to the finals.
I know. So
right?
based on what you've predicted between, say, Detroit, the Knicks, the Celtics, the Cavs, the Sixers, like the Magic, even, like who just looks and says, okay, a major change has to occur in the Eastern Conference.
Based off of what I've already predicted.
Yeah, based on what you've already,
if something went wrong.
No, based on what you've said, because one of these teams is going to. There are teams who've disappointed here. Like even the Raptors, you have them dropping to 7, right? Like that's what I'm asking. Which one of those teams?
Yeah, but I think the expectations for the Raptors are not all that big. So like them dropping to 7 wouldn't be a huge deal. If they lose in the first round, not a big deal. I don't know about in the East. I think in the West, if Minnesota were to lose in the second round, like I'm assuming they will, I think you may see some bigger changes there.
Okay.
But the East is tough. I don't know.
You don't think for me, the East, based on what I said, is the Knicks losing in the second round. I think if the Knicks lose in the second round, I have them losing in the second round. So I think for them, it's going to be, I think Amber does too, like there's going to have to be some type of change. I don't know if you agree with that, Amber.
Yeah, I mean, the only problem is they already changed their coach, and they made
but I don't think that's the kind of change they need. Like they need a roster change at this point. If they don't even get to the is it finals or bust for them? Like how would you, like you're in New York, how do you think the fans are kind of like measuring them right now? Are they a finals team in the city's eyes or no?
Yeah, I think it is finals or bust, but I think the expectations have just been lowered because of the dysfunction. So you're right, like that would probably mean, bigger stage. But I mean, look, weren't they already thinking about a change conceivably with the Giannis, flirtation, or obviously Cat is it's not. There've been a lot of stories about Cat being traded. Not that there's any suitors, but like they're still trying to get off that. So yeah, I mean, I think I don't know what they can do though, obviously, but I think they would definitely try to make a change on the roster.
I don't know if New York does anything because I don't know if they can do anything. I think the other team will be Orlando. I think Orlando will really look at Banchero and they'll look at the on-offs with him and they'll really think that should we trade him just to get back draft capital like it's, you know what I mean? Like he's still going to get you something. And I think they'll make it like they'll have to really look and say, okay, because there is an issue with him and just how the Magic, like they're Wagner and Suggs dependent and they've been that way for a couple of years now. And so they might have to look at Banchero and think that, is there something about the way he plays?
But can you build your team around two guys who have shown that they can never be healthy? Like Suggs and Wagner are never healthy.
No, but I think the issue there, and we'll talk about this later, but it's more Banchero gets you more, and then you can use that to get something.
Okay, I get you.
Like in that sense, but whatever. And then I'm assuming in the West, Umar, you said Minnesota will have to really look at something. If LA gets bounced in the first round, or are we just assuming LeBron's going to go and that's
gone.
I think at this point, like the cap space opening up,
okay,
it's inevitable that the change is going to come.
I didn't think they were serious about being contenders this year. So
definitely not.
I think that was just clutch and LeBron trying to force them to trade Reeves for somebody. I have Minnesota as well, just because I have Minnesota going in the first round. And I think they're just going to look and say, we need to do something here. And then I guess the final thing related to that, isn't it kind of perfectly set up for LeBron to go back to Cleveland for his final, like, let me try to win a title, unless Miami gets Giannis?
That, man. You really think he's going to leave LA now?
LA's not giving him $50 million.
No. I mean, like, leaving Los Angeles. Forget the Lakers. Will he?
Clippers?
I don't see.
Because everything we're hearing is these new Dodgers guys, they're going to be pushing Genie out as well. There's so much stuff being written that, like, and these guys are brutal. I don't think the Lakers want him back. Like, I think their preference is, please leave. Please leave. We'll build a statue for you. We just don't want to deal with you. We want to go sign some big man in a wing and just move on in life.
I think that's okay. I mean, he's 42. I mean, I don't. That makes sense, but
And then Houston, I think, potentially says that, okay, we need to go actually get a point guard. Wherever Houston loses, whether it's first round, second round, if they miraculously make the conference finals, they're going to lose because of that point guard situation. And it's going to be, okay, we have to give up.
I mean, I know the Cavs did some work to get closer to the whatever below the second apron, but that assumes what? I'm assuming they bring back Harden, and I'm assuming they still can't do anything.
Well, you sign Mitchell to the extension. Do other guys leave? Like, do other guys come off the books, or and they have an additional
No,
draft?
nobody.
pick
I don't think
no?
anybody
Okay.
comes off the
They're-
books.
they're
I think
pretty
Even
they're
some
all-
small guys, even some like small, like $3 million
like-
here. Okay.
No, like
Yeah, but I mean, what are you
Jared,
paying-
Jared Allen's extension starts next year.
Yeah, like what are
He's
you
going up to
paying
30.
James with? Like, is LeBron James going to take the vet min? Like, I
That's the
find
only
that
thing.
hard.
That's the only thing.
I find that hard to
No,
believe.
but here's the reality: if LeBron James wants to play on a contender, he's going to have to take a well
See,
below market.
I don't think so. I think there's going to be a team that's like, let's say the Warriors, for example. I'm not saying that they can't afford it, but let's just use them as the example. Would the Warriors give him $25 million a year, $30 million a year? I think they would.
Well, look, okay, but a couple points. One, will LeBron accept 25, 30? Yeah, and then the other thing
It's
is,
that or the vet min, right? Like,
I
who
think
cares?
he's going to 25, 30.
you know, but it's also then the Warriors aren't a contender. Right,
I mean, sure. I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you. I'm just
like
I'm
the
just
Lakers
saying.
right now are better than the Warriors would be if you like. It's, you know what I mean? Like
Oh, I don't know about that.
the Warriors are
I
awful,
don't even know about that.
right? Like, can you imagine a front court of Draymond and LeBron?
But I would assume Draymond would be part of him.
Yeah,
It's hard
okay.
to say. It's hard
But,
to say, man.
Because we know Curry said he's going to play in the 3-point shooting contest next year.
Yeah.
And whatnot. So hopefully, so basically, Umar has the Nuggets beating the Knicks. Amber and I have the Thunder beating the Cavs. I actually badly wanted to get the Nuggets to the finals. I just don't see a path. Well, I don't see a path where they play OKC and get to the finals. I think someone else has to beat OKC. I think every other team Denver could beat, simply because I think offensively what they do mask their defensive problems. We will try to do it weekly now, hopefully, because we're in that time of the season where what we kind of do is we pull out a whole schedule. We look at the strength of schedule remaining, and we kind of get close to that. Other than that, any final things to say? Amber, you look dead tired, so we'll let you go. Umar?
Just decided to get back. There's some pretty good games to open up. Detroit, New York to open up on Thursday night. Kind of looking forward to that. And I think there was another big one next week that I just can't remember off the top of my head, but excited.
Okay. Amber, whenever you do drive back to Cleveland, have a safe drive, and keep fighting a good fight, and stay safe. Bye, everyone.
Why does there have to be a death hunt, Mark? Why does war even exist? Why can't we all just have a game of footy like how England beat Germany for the First World War?
I don't know how to answer that, Jeremy.